Previously on To the Horizon Sailing, we hear a terrible noise coming from our engine and discover a bolt rattled loose in our transmission housing. Waiting on parts, we decide to do a complete engine makeover.
That bolt
Oh,
is destroyed.
What? Damn. With a long list of projects, the first task at hand was cleaning absolutely every surface we could reach, taking advantage of the open engine bay. It was a grimy task, but it had to be done. Ew.
Oh, there's a star.
Oh my goodness. A glow-in-the-dark star came out of the bilge pump.
That'd be gross. Okay, can you bring that bucket down, please? There we go. Oh, whoa. Whoop! It did just break.
Oh, jeez.
Look
Wow.
at this thing. It's all gnarly too.
Oh, wow.
Can you grab me them dikes, please?
Mm-hmm.
Ew, there's so much gross hair and shit. Okay, well, we don't want to use that kind of hose.
I don't have your dikes in here, honey.
It might be in there.
They are in the normal spot here.
Yeah, I kind of tried to put some stuff back.
That's our bilge hose.
Emergency, like manual bilge hose that's in the cockpit that like you'll use if you're
You
like,
only use that if shit is hitting the fan.
literally. The screen is all messed up. We're just gonna get some new screen, put this heavy bronze piece because it sinks down so you don't need a tie down, and then pop it on in the bilge. Still got a lot of work to do, but not replacing. Today we're gonna move these rain cores over to this side, starboard side of the boat, and the Vetus wet muffler to the port side of the boat. It doesn't make sense how they're wrapping this whole stuff around. We've got fuel hoses going to a hide area. So we're going to consolidate everything onto the starboard side of the boat that has to deal with fuel, electricity, all that kind of stuff. Okay, here we go. So you said you wanted the interior cleared out so you could paint and whatnot. So the water strainer's out of there, day tank filter's out of there, transmission, all of our fuel hose and wet exhaust, engine battery compartment. So now there's a full wide open bilge to start cleaning and repainting.
That's exactly what we did next. We started by painting the rust spots we found on our Aquadrive running gear, as well as the engine and engine mounts.
But wait, that's not all we did while our cabinet was taken apart. We also replaced fuel lines, exhaust hoses, and bilge hoses, cleaned and serviced the heat exchanger, rebuilt the starter motor, and reran all new electrical wiring and installed a new inverter charger. Looking back, it's amazing to see how much work we really did in those 5 months.
This is the tool room. Dun dun dun. There's our transmission. A bunch of engine parts. And all of the tools. There's our alternator.
All of the tools.
All of the tools.
Back in the hole.
Back in the hole. How you doing over there?
Oh, just working out some stretching, you know, boat yoga, normal stuff. Yep.
And it's the last car.
the last cup.
And then I get to rinse them all. Well, if it's one thing that boat life has taught us is work smarter, not harder. I just realized I could just put this bucket on our cooler and stand up straight and not have my legs falling asleep while I'm washing dishes. It's awesome.
Working.
How are you feeling so far about this whole engine project?
It's finally coming back together. Finally. I'm just trying to choose which parts of the boat I want to tear up to complete a 20-minute job. That's the point we're at now. It's like all these little bits that need to be finalized. But we should, what time is it? We should have stuff in the mail soon. Let's see if I can find something here. Tracking. UPS. Out for delivery. I want my freaking parts, man!
What do you have there, honey?
Oh man! One of two of the most critical parts that we've been waiting on. Okay, let's check these sons of guns out. I'm pretty sure it's not going to be primed and painted. It's going to be bare aluminum, you know?
I have no idea. Ralph, what do you think? Are you excited?
Hold on. Where did this dog come from? Sadly, Perseus Ralph is not our dog. We were dog sitting for Jack's sister, so he was moral support during this whole engine project.
I hope they're the right thing.
I'll do the right They had to make them.
The moment of truth.
They had to make them, so.
The moment of truth, everyone.
Alright, we'll start with the smaller one.
Okay.
We really didn't need this one 100%, but I wanted to buy it.
Rather be safe.
And we have a spare that's not completely ruined, but. Oh, wow. This is what broke off and was causing all of our terrible damage that made us start this whole project. This is what it should have looked like. So that is why you torque stuff to spec and put Loctite when you need to.
Mm-hmm. Ralph! Hey.
It's a
You
bolt.
screwed the pooch.
We're about to connect the adapter plate to the transmission engine housing, and we're going to do it correctly with a torque wrench, Loctite, new bolts. We're going to tape off the bare aluminum sections and then paint the rest of it with primer and then 2 coats of Kubota blue.
It's just
But
crazy that we have accomplished what we have accomplished, and that we can completely take our engine apart and figure out exactly what's wrong with it and fix it.
just nuts and bolts, honey. Just nuts and bolts. Are you ready?
I was born ready.
The time had finally come. We were ready to start putting the engine back together after 5 long months of work.
She's back where she should be. Yoo-hoo!
Man.
Okay, let's put the rest of those bolts in nice and tight.
Yeah, so. Nice, baby girl.
Woo! One step closer to sailing.
One bolt at a time.
Heck yes. I'm so excited.
Shooey! Hell yeah. That is nice to see.
We slowly put Stinky Pete back together piece by piece. Then, our last task was to design a new exhaust riser to prevent water from backflowing into our engine. We had our friends at Svensson's Metalworks fabricate a new one for us.
Yeah, look at that.
Awesome.
There's the new Duca.
That gives us enough rise for sure.
Yay!
Woo! Woo! This was the last piece to the engine puzzle. With the exhaust riser installed, we were ready to start the engine.
We are about to start up the engine for the first time in about 4 or 5 months, and we're super excited, but also very nervous, because who knows if everything we've done for the last 5 months is even right. We'll see. So?
You ready? I'm gonna take these floorboards out because I have to open up the salt water. Open up the fuel. This is crazy. I didn't ever think we would get to this.
You didn't?
I mean, it's just, you know how you do it. You just start taking apart everything and then...
Should we do it?
Yeah, let's try it.
Oh my gosh, I'm so nervous.
Me too. Failure to launch, everybody.
So we just tried to start the engine and we don't have the ignition warning going off.
Everything back the same. So,
Yeah, it might have been
I've been battling this thing where my fuel shutoff solenoid won't energize and push in the piston that pushes this decompression lever. That's what shuts that's the only thing that shuts the engine off. And none of our gauges worked. Our coolant temp just kept on creeping all the way up high, but we know for a fact it's not hot. And then I'm starting to run through all my wiring stuff. Like we tested this, we tested resistance to this connector, vice versa. I checked everything back in the cockpit, all good stuff except the ground. So I came up here and there was a ground that I forgot to plug back up. Human error, man. Human error. It's just silly.
Stinky Pete ran like a dream. We spent the next few days testing things at the dock, and before we knew it, we found ourselves moving the cabinet back into its rightful spot in the galley.
Alrighty, Sonia, we just signed away our engine project.
Putting the cabinet back on.
We wrote a hidden note marking the day of completion of our grand engine makeover.
Oh my gosh!
Cabinet!
Cabinet!
In our boat! Cabinet!
Oh my gosh!
Okay, now we just have to hook everything up so we can have a sink again.
Okay, we're about to leave. Engine's been running for a while. We haven't taken the boat out to slip since January. It's a damn shame. I'm excited.
We made it!
Yeah, well, made it, but we're moving, baby! Bam!
Hey, we made it back out on the water.
Yeah.
Back in the game.
Yeah, look at that sunset too. Oh my goodness.
Oh man, look at this deliciousness.
Mm.
Celebratory dinner on SV Gemini tonight. We are finally off the dock again after more than 5 months.
Since January,
January 31st to June 26th.
I think it's 26, yeah.
That's a long time. And we're anchored out in Clipper Cove.
Woo!
My gosh. gosh, I can't believe we're finally anchored out again. It's been forever.
So long. Whoa! Yeah! We actually moved the boat! Hang on, I think I'm just gonna sleep out here tonight.
Let's do it.
Join us next time as we celebrate Sonia's birthday in our favorite anchorage, finally get to go sailing, and as boating goes, we run into more engine issues.
If you like our videos, help keep this boat afloat. Subscribe and join our Patreon crew today.